Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Not come on in. Not come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your girl Bondy Blue, and I'm back for another girlfriends recap. Okay, this is episode 19, I believe, you guys. Bear with me. I am, taking the time to try to figure out my mic situation. This mic and the mixer are new, and there are some feedback, issues I'm listening to that y'all may not hear. I don't know. But child, just doing my best until we get it all figured out. I'm gonna have to go and watch some more tutorials to make sure I have all my settings correct for this specific mic. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into A Kiss Before Dying, episode 19. So, Joan and Tony are doing double dates with Sean and Greg, right? They're getting ready to go out, and the guys are watching a game on the TV in Joan's kitchen. And Joan comes out, I'm ready. And then Sean says, oh, honey, I was really wishing that you would wear that dress I bought you. So she goes back to switch her outfit. And Tony is like, girl, you go and change your clothes for him? She was like, I actually find it sexy when my man picks out my clothes. And meanwhile, Greg is over there clowning him for it. Like, yeah, you pick out her clothes. And then Sean tells Greg that when she comes out, he's not going to like her shoes either. And that will give them more time to watch the game. Greg realizes the manipulation and responds, I am not worthy. So basically, the man who can manipulate the woman the best wins. I know everybody's going to act like that's such a small thing. That's not a big thing. There is something in that for me. There is something in that for me that kind of feels like you don't mind making her feel a little bad about herself as long as it's convenient for you. And that's a red flag for me. It's a red flag for you to always, and I don't care who you are, man, woman, it does not matter, if you are always using every opportunity to get your way, regardless to how it's going to make the person you claim to care about feel, that's a red flag for me. Tony gets Greg's art put up in David's restaurant as a surprise to him so that he can make some money off of his art so that he can finally pay for a dinner at this restaurant. And he's pissed off about it. He feels like this can ruin his reputation as a real artist to have his art in some, bougie ass restaurant. So he runs out on their date, completely embarrassing Tony once again. When Joan and Sean sit down, Davis is shading Sean and he knows what Joan is going to order. So Sean says that they're flirting with one another and asks if anything has ever happened between them. And she says, no, nothing's ever happened. What? And we know they've kissed. Okay. Darnell is ready to have sex with Maya again. And we all know that last episode, Maya had her fibroid surgery and she's still scared to have someone poking her down there. But see, Darnell is not trying to hear that, okay? He needs her body, yaddy, yaddy. He needs the coochie. The girls meet up at Jones to talk about their men problems, of course. Lynn is the only one with no man, therefore no problems. These two things are connected, okay? And I'm not saying, girl, you shouldn't have a man because I get it. But you know what I'm saying. It's funny how she doesn't have anybody to complain about but her damn self. Tony complains about Greg being mad at her and having to go back to get his art from the restaurant because Greg doesn't want to bring his little finger paints on the metro. I was like, girl, you did not have to call that man paintings little finger paintings. But I also feel like it's crazy that, it's like, no, you go back and get my art because you did it. Like, it's just, I feel like even if it didn't make you happy, her intention was to help you. So the attitude towards her, I think, is unwarranted. You know what I mean? Like there's a way to be stern about how you feel without making her feel like shit about it when her intention was good. Maya complains about Darnell not giving her any vacation time from sex after this surgery. Girl, I wish I could stop thinking about Maurice and Kimmy right now. Joan says Sean flipped out on her because he thinks she flirts with Davis. The girls are kind of quiet because they know she flirts with Davis. Lynn says, tell Sean you slept with Davis so when he finds out that it was just a kiss, he won't get mad. That does not work. It also didn't work when Lynn tried it with Joan's car, talking about, I crashed your car. It was just a ding. Yeah, no, you're costing her money. This is different. Okay. Joan tells Sean that she kissed Davis once. And he says, so you cheated on me. Then he wants her to show him the kind of kiss it was, which is so ridiculous. Like, I shouldn't have to show you the type of kiss it was. You're just being immature at this point. So she kisses him and he starts grabbing her and she pulls away, like, wait, what are you doing? He was like, I'm just trying to do it how he did it. And it's like, yeah, I don't like that either. I don't like that either because you don't know how he did it and he didn't do it like that. And why are you trying to like be forceful with her during this moment because you're angry? Like, that's another thing I don't like. Like, being forceful and aggressive with affection because you want to prove a point because you're jealous and angry. Like, I didn't like that, which is why she should have never left herself open for that shit, giving him a kiss. Girl, what? Ugh. Joan turns to him and says, listen, I'm just trying to come clean here. I'm just trying to be honest and tell you what happened. And you weren't answering my phone calls, remember? And then he tells her, well, I don't know what's going on now. And so he goes for a walk and tells her not to kiss anybody while he's gone, which I didn't like either because I feel like, when did y'all decide that y'all's relationship was monogamous? Did y'all ever have that conversation? Or did you guys start dating and just assume that the relationship would be monogamous because that is what he needed? It seems as if he needed to prove to himself that he was no longer a sex addict, which is why he wanted to quickly enter into a monogamous relationship with Joan. But did they have that conversation? Because to me, it feels like men always want to leave the door open for them to do whatever they want to do. But whenever the woman wants to do that same shit, then all of a sudden it's a problem when the boundaries were never talked about or discussed or set in place in the first place for you to be that upset about. When he comes back from his walk, he gives her an ultimatum that if she doesn't stop going to David's restaurant, they can't be together. I would have broke up with him. Cuz he's too much trouble. I would have broke up with him. He's not going to have her sitting up in this man's restaurant thinking that Sean is some punk because Davis had his woman. He did not have her. They did not fuck. You do not own her. Y'all are not even married. Y'all haven't even been dating that long. You've already done too much. You're already too much of a problem. Every time you turn around, it's something with fucking Sean. Joan says, you don't own me. Sean says, but that doesn't mean you can be out here making out with glorified short order cooks. Shade him, why don't you? Why you can't find a job. She says he slept with half of LA and she doesn't ask him not to leave the house. He says this isn't about him. It's about her and Davis. Yeah, but the point is that she has to deal with the fact that you've slept with a lot of different people and she still has to trust you. So why the fuck can't you return the favor and trust her so she doesn't have to stop going to one of her favorite restaurants? But child, it was time for them to go eat somewhere else anyway. He tells her she screwed up every relationship that she has ever had. Does she really want to screw up another one? Guilting and shaming. Sir, you cheated on your wife and lost your house, your job, and your dogs. Are you really in a position to give somebody that type of bullshit lecture? Do you really want to ruin another relationship? Are you serious? Joan should be willing to throw any relationship away that cost her this much. She tells him to go for another walk. And he says it's going to be a drive and he's not coming back. And I would have been like, good riddance to bad rubbish. Okay? Don't go fuck another 300 women on your way back to your house. The fuck? Joan whines to William after 5 days of not hearing from Sean, and he tells her she shouldn't have ever told Sean the truth in the first place. William says that David still wants Joan, even if she doesn't want him, and that's what Sean knows about men. Yeah, that's fine and everything, but if Joan doesn't want to be with him like that, she doesn't want to be with him like that. If he forces himself on her, that's a whole nother situation and not something you should ever be mad at Joan about. But you'll find a way. You'll find a way to blame a woman whenever somebody does something to her. William wouldn't see a former flame if Yvonne had a problem with it. You're saying that, but I don't believe you. Joan then sees Sean's side, and William is happy that he made a woman realize she was wrong and her man was right. Because we all know y'all live to humble women and prove them wrong, no matter how much the representation of our actual lives proves that somebody is not doing as well as the other. Because let's be clear, William might have been doing really well in his life, in his career, but William is lonely. Joan's not lonely. She may not always have some dude to obsess about, but she's never as lonely as William is. William only has friends because of Joan. Taking his advice may not be the best, but That's what she gonna do because sometimes you need advice from a man in order to understand another dumbass man. Joan goes to see Sean and explains that she understands how much it means to him. Not okay. So Joan goes to see Sean and she understands how much it means to him now. And he says it upsets him and it would mean a lot if she stopped seeing Davis and going to his restaurant. So now he said it nicely, different than he did the last time, still saying the same shit. She says, well, if you put it that way, girl, I guess. She doesn't want to fight and neither does he. Greg is complaining to Tony and Davis about his painting getting scratched, and that's why he didn't want them in here. Tony says she's sorry. He still is talking down to her, still has an attitude with her. It's ridiculous. And then Clay shows up in that moment, which was crazy, and he can't stop thinking about Tony. He offers to buy one of the paintings for $6,000, and then he kisses Tony right before Greg walks in. Davis is outside watching the car so that she can help him bring in these last few large paintings. No, how about she go outside and watch the car and Davis come and help you pick up these heavy ass paintings? His attitude towards her to put her to work, I feel like Greg was always trying to humble Tony. Always trying to humble Tony. She says this man wants to buy one of your paintings and he dismisses it until Tony says, "Don't worry, he's willing to pay the full 6,000," which shuts him up and shows you he cares more about money than he's leading on. Always trying to guilt her as if he also doesn't care about money. You just mad that you're not getting it as easily as she is. Clay says that's all for now because he's like, "Do you want another piece?" Like, "No, sir. I'll just take the one because I want to fuck your old lady." Clay says when he sees something he wants, he does what it takes to get it. And we can tell. Darnell gets home and Maya wants to talk about how he needs to be patient with her. She says that she talked to her girls and he gets mad that she talked to her friends about their business. Nigga, get over it, okay? Because we know you be over there talking to Peanut and them about shit that you shouldn't be talking to them about. He's so mad that she talks to the other girls and that she's not ready to have sex that he doesn't even want to be in the bed with her. He can't cuddle with her. He can't show her any type of affection because he's going to want to have sex with her. And it upsets him that he can't have access to her whenever he wants it. Yeah, that's a problem for me. I'm sorry, you can't sleep in a bed with me because I don't want to have sex with you right now. And I'm still healing from the surgery. It doesn't matter physically if I can. It's about if I mentally and emotionally want to. And I should want to. I shouldn't be having sex with you just to keep you happy. It's supposed to be a two-way street. Sex is supposed to be mutually beneficial. Like the fact that they even had a fight and an argument about that was a red flag for me. That she could have really left Darnell's egotistical, selfish ass at the airport. Okay. Leave him at the airport. After a while, Joan is tired of not getting her crab cakes from Davis' restaurant. Tony and Lynn tell her that she shouldn't have caved in the first damn place. Joan decides to bring Davis and Ava over for dinner so that she can prove that there's nothing to worry about with her and Davis. William tells her that she sounds dumb, but she does it anyway. It's awkward at first, but Sean folds and says that she can go back to the restaurant, but if Davis kisses Joan again, it's going to be a problem. Ava, of course, did not know about the kiss because men are never as honest with their partners as women are with theirs. Okay. So she jumps up and kisses Sean. And I was like, well, at least now everybody's even. He says at least they didn't go out of town. Sean didn't know about the fact that they were about to go out of town. Davis obviously chose Ava because Joan chose Sean, which of course is going to make Ava feel away. Yeah, girl, you're a second choice. You should probably get the fuck out of there. Sean says, so if I wouldn't have come back, you would have went with him? Yeah, nigga, you wasn't answering my phone calls. Like, I think it's so crazy when women go above and beyond to communicate and people don't respond and they come back in whenever they feel like it. And because you're no longer available in the way that they thought you would be, now they have a fucking problem. I guess you should have communicated, shouldn't you? I guess you should have communicated, but you didn't. They argue and find a new restaurant to go to, child, because don't nobody have time to be dealing with the mess that is Davis and Ava. And Davis lets Ava run his restaurant. Girl, who knows if that girl didn't spit in your food or something like that?
Don't nobody have time for that.
Anyway, y'all, that was the recap. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Check out the rest of these. And when I finish season 1, we're going to do a live and talk about season 1 of Girlfriends. So I can't wait to see you all there. I think I only have 3 more episodes in this season, which means I'll probably be trying to do that live maybe sometime next week. We got to see because Lyric really wants to be a part of that live and, he got to be here. So we got to see. But anyway, hope y'all enjoyed. Hope y'all have a great rest of y'all day. And I will talk to y'all in the next one. Peace out.